All right, we're here with Coach Erik Bushey. It's been a long season. The most important game of the year is finally here. Got to start by asking you: any jitters, any different feeling for this next match?
Absolutely. I think I'd be lying if I said no. And just like the players will feel tomorrow night, we want to embrace that. So I'm happy to have the nerves, happy to have that little bit of anxiety, hoping that it brings the best of who we are. That's why we're happy and excited to play in what is a big match. But I fully expect for myself and for the players that at kickoff we'll feel prepared, and now it's just another game.
This team has been very resilient throughout the year. You finally got over the hump, taking care of Minnesota. The fourth one was the charm, they would say. What's the feeling after finally getting over that game, looking ahead to tomorrow's game?
Yeah, that was a big win. Each of our playoff games, we started in regular season against Vancouver 0-0, and then we win in round one. The Town, we lose 0-3, and then we win 4-2. In Minnesota, yes, as you so eloquently put, that was a big hurdle to get over. So, we go from 3 losses in a row to the victory. So that in itself, I think, added to the overall feeling of joy and contentment upon the final whistle. But as we reflect on all 3 of those, the fact that we've had to flip the script on 3 opponents in a row, I think allows us to pull maybe from a new source of confidence. So it was a wonderful feeling.
Going back to 2023, great year, best in the league, setting records, didn't make it to the final. This time you're here. What's the difference? What's changed, and what did you learn from that point till now to get over that game and finally make it to the championship match?
Yeah, that's a loaded question. I've enjoyed, one of the things I've enjoyed about this season and the culmination of this season is that the 2023 team keeps coming back up. Because, as I like to say, we think so fondly of that group and the players that made up that group. It was a wonderful year, and heartbreak losing in Pens, in the conference final. And when I reflected going into the next season and into this season, where I thought we defended bravely and brilliantly, I don't feel when the spotlight was on we were aggressive enough. And our intentions throughout these playoffs and for tomorrow night will be the aggressor, to make sure that when these guys exit the field, regardless of the result, they will know they have given all of themselves in every way. And so that's a learning lesson, and it's part of our tactics going into tomorrow.
You've been in this game for over 3 decades. You've seen a lot of big matches. And no pun intended with that one. What do you tell these guys before the final? It's perhaps their biggest game up to this point in their career.
Yeah, that it's a fine line. You speak too much of pride, or that we've already won, and the most competitive individual out here is saying we're not where we want to be. If you focus solely on the result, then maybe you add to the anxiety. The fact is, I'm incredibly proud of the group, that I feel that they've already represented the club extremely well. And tomorrow night is about not only representing our club well, but ourselves and the work over the last now 177 sessions we've done. And that will be, success for us. And I said this the other day, if we can be the best of ourselves, then win, lose, or draw, we're going to be able to feel a sense of accomplishment. But if we do that, I think we will have won the game.
And just to finish this interview, what does your team need to do to defeat Red Bulls 2, another team that's going to be in the final for the first time since MLS NEXT Pro started?
Yeah, be the aggressor against an aggressive team. They have so many weapons. We have to be able to nullify those strengths and yet show that we have weapons of our own. So they have some wonderful individuals and some excellent relationships within their group. So we need to be the better collective to thwart their threats, to stop their most dangerous players, and we need to bring energy throughout. You're not going to be able to look at our games, certainly our last playoff games, and say this is why they've won. This part of the game, or this tactic, or this phase. what you will see when we are at our best is that we are bringing real energy. It's a part of our makeup, our club's DNA, and that's a part of us trying to be our very best tomorrow.